Let me start with a truth. Most style magazines never print the most powerful fashion statement a woman over 60 can make, is to wear exactly what she loves. Not what's trending, not what someone told her is age appropriate, not what feels safe and visible or discreet, but what reflects her story, her softness, her strength, what makes her feel unmistakably alive. For decades, the fashion industry has whispered a dangerous message to women as they age, shrink, quiet down, blend in. And far too many brilliant, radiant women have complied not because they lacked beauty or courage, but because they were never given permission to style themselves as sovereign. That stops now. Because elegance at 60 isn't a relic of the past. It's a revolution. It's choosing a velvet sheath because it makes your posture regal. It's wrapping your shoulders in hand-woven silk because it feels like joy on your skin. It's wearing lipstick not because you should, but because it reminds you of the woman you've always been. Style in this season of life isn't a performance, it's a reclamation. And this manifesto is your invitation to reclaim it with elegance, intention, and self-devotion. Today, I ask you to forget the rules that never served you. Forget the critics who don't know your history. Forget the mirror that once told you to cover up. Because this story begins not with fabric or fashion shows, but with mindset. Let's begin with the single greatest style shift of your life: dressing for yourself. At 28, you dressed for opportunities. At 40, maybe for kids or corporate culture. At 52, perhaps to soften grief or celebrate hard-earned freedom. But at 60, you dress because you can. And because it's finally time to be seen, not for what you do not, for who you've raised, but for who you are. Dressing for yourself isn't rebellion, it's restoration. It's the act of coming home to your own reflection. Let me tell you about Diane. She's 68, a retired museum curator I've always admired for her quiet brilliance. For years, she wore beige cardigans and black pants, neutral armor, she called it. One day over coffee, she said, "I've been dressing not to be judged. But what if I dress to be remembered?" A week later, I walked into an evening panel and saw her in a cobalt wrap dress with an antique brooch pinned to the shoulder. She didn't look younger. She looked truer. And people noticed not because she was loud, but because she was fully herself. That's the shift. Here's what it looks like in practice. You buy clothes that make you feel something, not just clothes that fit. Not just what's on sale. You try on that silk crepe coat, not because it's practical, but because it reminds you of the ocean, the opera, or your mother's Sunday perfume. Emotion becomes your guide. You stop asking for permission. You no longer ask, "Can I pull this off?" But "Does this bring me joy?" You stop checking age labels. You stop fearing judgment. Your taste becomes your authority. You redefine elegance on your terms. For one woman, it's a tailored blazer and pearl earrings. For another, it's a kaftan and turquoise bangles. Both are valid, because real style isn't about conformity. It's about fluency in your own story. You prioritize how you feel over how you're perceived. You understand that confidence isn't stitched into the seams, it radiates from the inside out. That's why you'll wear comfortable shoes that still sparkle or a scarf that flutters when you walk. You become your own muse. You stop idolizing magazine covers and start admiring your own reflection. You recall how far you've come and you dress not to impress strangers, but to honor the woman who made it through every version of you. Now let's talk practically. Dressing for yourself might mean choosing rich, tactile fabrics that feel luxurious against your skin, like cashmere silk jersey or bamboo. investing in silhouettes that move with your body, not against it. Letting go of rigid shapewear and instead celebrating the curve of your hip, the strength of your shoulder, the softness of your neckline. Wearing color, yes, color, not just neutrals, but deep garnet sunflower yellow, stormy blue, whatever feels like home. I remember working with Ruth, a widow in her 70s who'd recently started dating again. "I want to wear something red," she whispered. "But I'm afraid it's too much." We went shopping. She tried on a crimson silk wrap blouse. When she looked in the mirror, she gasped, "This isn't too much. This is me." That blouse wasn't about seduction. It was about reclamation. So here's your takeaway. You don't dress to disappear. You dress to remember. You dress to rejoice. You dress because you're still here and still stunning. Before a color catches the eye, before a silhouette takes shape, there's touch. Fabric is the first language your wardrobe speaks. It's what your skin feels before your reflection forms in the mirror. And for women over 60, that language grows richer, deeper, more profound. Because the body that has weathered seasons, birthed ideas, and generations carried joy and heartbreak, it deserves not only to be clothed, but to be comforted, celebrated, and soothed. Fabric isn't neutral. It's emotional. It's why you instinctively reach for that old cotton shirt on a hard day because it feels like home. It's why silk makes you walk slower, breathe deeper. It's why coarse synthetics now feel jarring, even if they once seemed practical. You've evolved. So should your fabrics. Let's talk about the emotional resonance of key materials and how they become part of your personal style language. Silk is the whisper of soft power. It doesn't cling. It glides. It doesn't wrinkle under pressure. It flows with your presence. For the woman over 60, silk isn't about extravagance. It's about quiet command. A silk charmeuse blouse draped over the collarbones speaks louder than any speech. A bias-cut silk skirt that ripples as you walk turns an ordinary moment into a moving portrait. Teresa, a 63-year-old watercolorist I worked with, told me she bought her first silk scarf only last year. "I thought it was too delicate for someone like me," she said. "But when I wore it, I felt complete." That's what silk does, it completes. How to wear it. Choose matte finish silks for day like silk crepe, or sand-washed silk and glossy charmeuse, or satin for evening. A silk slip dress with a long cardigan becomes an instant classic. A printed silk scarf in your signature colors lifts even the simplest tunic. Cashmere isn't just soft, it's grounding. It wraps around your shoulders like history, wisdom, grace. A well-made cashmere wrap or sweater becomes an heirloom. It follows you from dinner parties to airports, from solitude to celebration. Unlike heavy wools, cashmere breathes. It adapts to your temperature. It's a fabric that listens. A fine cashmere turtleneck sweater with wide leg pants is timeless elegance. Layer a cashmere cardigan over your dresses on cool evenings. Choose blends with silk or modal for summer versions, lightweight and luminous. Italian stretch crepe offers structure without stiffness. Not every day calls for softness. Sometimes you want a fabric that holds your form, gives you shape, and offers support. Italian stretch crepe is the answer. It's the foundation of many great sheath dresses, wrap styles and dresses for mature women. It smooths without squeezing. It breathes. It travels beautifully and photographs like a dream. Pamela, 70, wore a navy crepe sheath with a pearl-trimmed neckline to her second wedding. "I felt like a sculpture," she said. "Not because it was tight, but because it knew how to hold me." What a gift to be held by your clothes. Linen and cotton blends bring breathable freedom. Summer days call for airiness. But not all light fabrics are created equal. Pure linen wrinkles too fast. Pure cotton can feel too stiff. But a blend, especially with rayon or bamboo, that's where magic happens. Look for flowy shirt dresses, palazzo pants, or kimono jackets in linen blends. They move, they breathe. They let you stretch, garden, laugh, and lounge all without effort. Stick to natural toned linens, oyster flax, dusty rose soft indigo. Add structured accessories like a belt or bold earrings to balance the softness. Embrace the wrinkle linen's creases, tell the story of movement. Velvet is sensual. Velvet is stately. Velvet says, I'm not here to fade into the background. It's a perfect fabric for evening events holidays, or those nights when you want to feel like a queen. And guess what? You deserve to feel that way often. Mature skin, with its warm undertones and texture, looks extraordinary next to velvet. Choose deep hues. Forest green, midnight blue, antique burgundy. Let velvet carry your story. Practical tips for choosing fabric post-60. Prioritize breathability. Your comfort threshold has changed, and that's a strength, not a flaw. Test the fabric with your hands and heart. Close your eyes. Let it speak to you. Choose lining. A good dress is fully lined, not to hide your body, but to honor its presence. Avoid high-sheen polyester. It reflects too much light and rarely flatters mature skin. Embrace weight. Heavier fabrics often drape better. They announce you gently. Fabric is your second skin. And the more care you take in choosing it, the more supported you'll feel, not just in movement, but in identity. Because when your dress feels like an extension of your mood, when your shawl mirrors your softness, when your blouse breathes as you do, you're no longer just dressed. You're expressed. Let's debunk a myth right now. The older you get, the fewer silhouettes you can wear. Nonsense. Your age isn't a style restriction, it's a style revelation. Because after 60, your silhouette becomes more than a fashion choice, it becomes a form of storytelling. Every line, every fold, every angle of your dress blouse or coat carries meaning. It speaks to your energy, your rhythm, your presence. And choosing a silhouette isn't about hiding or minimizing. It's about honoring. It's about creating movement and memory through shape. Let's break down the silhouettes that don't just work for women over 60, they come alive on us. The sheath dress precision with purpose. There's something magical about a sheath that fits like it was designed for your story. Sleek, clean, tailored, not tight. This silhouette glides from shoulder to knee, giving shape to your figure without screaming for attention. Think Italian crepe stretch jersey or structured knits. This is the dress for boardroom reunions, anniversaries, or solo lunches where you want to feel elegant for yourself. Pair with a long silk scarf or statement earrings to soften the verticality. Evelyn, 66, wore a dove gray sheath with a back zipper and 3/4 sleeves to a gallery opening. I felt composed, she told me, like a woman who owned the room just by standing still. The wrap dress movement with message. The wrap is a gift to every body at every age. It creates gentle definition at the waist without pressure. It allows for adjustment. It flatters the bust, celebrates the waist, and flows at the hips. Diane von Furstenberg didn't invent this for teenagers. She created it for working women who needed power and beauty in one step. For women over 60, the wrap dress becomes armor and dance floor in one. Choose matte jersey or crepe. Look for longer ties, inner snaps, and modest necklines. If you're fuller in the bust, a faux wrap does wonders. Style it with a pendant necklace or layered pearls to guide the eye. the A-line skirt or dress, feminine freedom. There's a reason the A-line has endured. It echoes movement. It never clings. It nods to 1950s femininity without the fuss. An A-line midi skirt in textured cotton paired with a tucked blouse becomes instant everyday elegance. An A-line dress with elbow-length sleeves and a subtle print can be your Sunday staple. Bonus: this silhouette photographs beautifully. Hello, family gatherings. Wide-leg trousers, sophistication in motion. Pants get overlooked, but when tailored well, they offer a canvas for confidence. Look for flat front or pleated styles in breathable fabrics, linen blends, tencel wool crepe. Pair with a fitted blouse tucked slightly at the front. Add a cropped jacket or waterfall cardigan for vertical emphasis. Wide-leg pants aren't trendy. They're timeless when worn with purpose. The column dress, modern and majestic. Straight lines, minimal seams of fabric that drapes like sculpture. The column dress can be intimidating, but on the right woman, it's unforgettable. Ideal for evening events, gallery nights, or Sunday service. This silhouette conveys grace without excess. Choose knits or mid-weight crepe. Let the hem kiss the ankle. Add a cuff bracelet and a sleek updo. Body confidence isn't built. It's reclaimed. Silhouette isn't about covering flaws. It's about amplifying truths. Your shoulders tell the story of resilience. Your waist has been a cradle, a compass, a core. Your arms have held others and held you together. So yes, choose a shape that fits your frame, but also one that fits your fire. Practical takeaways. Drape trumps squeeze. If a silhouette moves with you, it belongs on you. Look for garments with architectural intention, princess seams, darting angled hems. Don't fear tailoring. A small nip at the waist or hem can transform a piece. Rehearse how you move in the outfit. Can you sit, stretch, reach, hug? Then it's yours. Silhouette at its heart is a gesture of self-knowledge. It says, I know this body. I trust it. I adore it enough to dress it with care. Let's step away from safe. Let's step into seen. Color has long been used to categorize, control, and confine women, especially as they age. Somewhere along the path of maturity, society handed us a silent palette, beige, navy black, maybe ivory on a good day. Muted tones became code for mature. Bold tones too loud, too much, too inappropriate, no more. Because color isn't rebellion, it's recognition. Color says I'm still here, and I'm not fading. For women over 60, color becomes a declaration not of youth, but of vitality. Not of conformity, but of consciousness. It's not about looking younger, it's about looking alive. Let's explore the powerful emotional vocabulary of color, what it says, how to wear it, and how it can change the way you walk through the world. Jewel tones the colors of wisdom and depth. Emerald, sapphire, garnet, amethyst. These aren't the colors of teenagers. These are the colors of queens. Jewel tones flatter mature skin, whether your complexion is porcelain, golden olive, or deep chocolate. They bring out silver or salt and pepper hair in radiant ways. They create instant presence without overwhelm. They pair beautifully with neutrals and metallics. They photograph richly perfect for special occasions or portraits. A sapphire silk blouse with ivory pants. A garnet sheath dress with pearl drop earrings. An emerald wrap layered under a soft cashmere coat in winter white. Lillian, 72, always wore navy. After her husband passed, she wanted to wake up her wardrobe. We tried a deep amethyst tunic with pewter embroidery. It's like my eyes are speaking again, she said. And they were. Neutrals, the quiet power of understatement. Let's redefine neutrals. not as safe, but as sophisticated. Dove gray, bone, oatmeal, dusty rose, soft camel. These aren't beige walls. These are the canvas of poetry. Neutrals let texture and silhouette take center stage. They provide calmness in a noisy world. They make your movement the focal point, not your clothes. Layer a bone-toned wide-leg pant with a dusky rose tunic and a hand-woven cream shawl. Pair soft taupe with gold accessories for warmth. Mix textures raw silk with brushed wool, linen with matched jersey. Red, the color of life reclaimed. Red has been called many things: dangerous, passionate, attention-seeking. But let's call it what it really is: vital. At 60 and beyond, red becomes a reclamation of desire, of joy, of memory, of voice, not the cherry red of lipstick ads. Think crimson brick burgundy currant. Try a red shoe, then a red scarf, then one day a red dress. Red pairs well with neutral accessories, ivory gray tan, and vintage gold. Layer with confidence. A red underlayer beneath a neutral jacket brings life without dominance. Earth tones grounding in style. Olive rust, terracotta, slate, moss green. These tones connect us to nature and to the seasonality of womanhood. They're lovely in breathable fabrics, linen cotton blends, chambray. They ground florals, soften structure, and age gracefully. A rust-wrapped dress with brass jewelry. A moss green duster with a printed silk scarf. These aren't fashion. They're philosophy. Practical color confidence. Start small, a colorful scarf, handbag, or lipstick. Trust your undertone. Cool tones, jewel colors, and icy pastels. Warm tones, earth hues and golden neutrals. Watch your energy. If a color makes you stand taller, keep it. Ignore rules. If your heart says tangerine and your calendar says 72, go with the heart. Color stories from real women. Fatima, 70, wore head-to-toe coral to her birthday lunch. Everyone stared, she laughed. So I twirled. June, 65, wears mustard with everything. It reminds me of the walls in my grandmother's kitchen. Carmen, 80, wears white year-round. I dress in peace, she says. Color isn't age-specific, it's soul-specific. It's how we mark memory. It's how we amplify mood. It's how we make presence felt without saying a word. So go ahead, open your closet. What colors are missing? What colors are waiting? What colors feel like truth? If your dress is the melody, your accessories are the harmony. They're not afterthoughts, they're punctuation. They finish the sentence. Your outfit begins sometimes with a whisper, sometimes with a flourish. And for women over 60, they hold even more meaning. Every brooch, bracelet, scarf, or shoe carries the possibility of memory, artistry, or rebellion. This isn't just about adding detail. It's about reclaiming detail. Because accessorizing after 60 isn't decorating, it's declaring. Let's explore the elements of adornment that elevate style into self-expression. Jewelry, the language of memory. There's something profound about the jewelry women wear after a certain age. It's less about trend, more about time. Maybe it's the pearl studs you wore to your daughter's graduation, the cuff your partner gave you after your first trip to Italy, the brooch that belonged to your grandmother. Or maybe it's something brand new, chosen not for sentiment, but for sovereignty. Wear South Sea pearls for elegance that transcends decades, a chunky, handcrafted silver cuff for bold simplicity, stacked rings in mixed metals for a modern touch, statement earrings with sculptural lines to frame your face. Let one piece lead. If your earrings speak, let your necklace whisper. Create space for beauty to breathe. Scarves, soft power. A scarf is the most versatile accessory in a mature woman's wardrobe. It can be knotted at the neck, draped over shoulders, woven into hair, or tied around a bag. It adds warmth, texture, color. and an air of worldliness. Choose silk twill for polished looks, gauzy cotton for breezy days, or cashmere blends for transitional seasons. Delphine 74 ties a silk scarf into a bow on her wrist every morning. "It reminds me that I'm a gift even to myself," she says. Belts definition without dominance. Belts aren't just about cinching the waist. They're about creating structure where you want it, how you want it. For dresses, a soft tie or wide obi-style belt can create elegance without restriction. For pants or shirt dresses, a woven leather belt adds tactile richness. Positioning is key. Just above the natural waist elongates the frame and defines without dividing. Match your belt tone to your shoes or scarf for cohesion. Bags, practical beauty. You don't need a closet full of handbags. You need 2 or 3 that feel like sculpture. Choose structured styles with clean lines, leather raffia, canvas, or suede. Look for subtle metallic accents or artisanal hand stitching. Crossbody bags work well for city days. Clutches elevate an outfit instantly. A straw tote becomes poetry at a summer market. Keep your bag's contents intentional too. A beautiful pen, a signature scent, a folded letter. Beauty within. Shoes where elegance meets ease. At this stage, shoes must walk the line between style and support literally. Comfort no longer feels like a compromise. It feels like power. Look for low block heels for height without pain. Soft leather flats with pointed toes for elongation. Kitten heels for a whisper of lift. Statement loafers for bold comfort. And yes, wear color here. Red shoes, snake print flats, teal mules. Let your feet start the conversation. Iris 66 wears leopard print ankle boots to her watercolor class every week. They keep me grounded, she laughs, and fabulous. Brooches and pins, elegance revived. Don't underestimate the brooch. Vintage or modern, a brooch adds gravitas. Wear one at the shoulder collar or even at the waist of a sash. Cluster small ones, or let a single oversized piece shine. Brooches connect generations. They hold history. They start conversations. A note on intention. Every accessory you wear should do one of 3 things. Tell a story. Add harmony. Spark delight. If it doesn't do at least one, leave it behind. Your adornments should carry meaning, not clutter. Because you've earned the right to choose not just what's beautiful, but what's true. Accessories are the last thing you put on, but they're often the first thing people remember. At 60 and beyond, you don't just wear fashion, you animate it. You give it context, movement, story. Because style isn't static. It's not a photograph. It's a living, breathing experience that unfolds with every step you take, every gesture you make, every room you enter with grace rather than noise. Let's explore the often overlooked element of personal style movement. Because the way a fabric flows when you turn, the way a skirt lifts in a breeze, the way a coat opens as you walk, those aren't just visual effects. They're emotional expressions. Stillness isn't emptiness, it's sovereignty. Have you ever noticed the power of a woman who stands still, not frozen, not hesitant, but anchored? Women over 60 carry decades of lived experience. That shows up in posture, in stillness, in the way she can enter a space and shift its energy without a word. Clothing should honor that stillness, not distract from it. Choose garments with weight and intention, a wool cape, a crepe coat, a maxi dress with just enough movement to mirror your breath. Walk like a woman who knows where she's been. Your walk doesn't need to be fast to be powerful. It needs to be rooted. Shoes that support your posture, low heels or structured flats become allies. Dresses that flow without tripping, coats that open like theater curtains, these amplify your presence. A woman who walks with purpose doesn't rush. She paces herself. She commands. Judith, 75, shared, "I don't chase buses anymore. I walk like I own the street." And with her tailored pants and leather-soled loafers, she did. Choose movement over fuss. Fashion should never get in your way. Avoid clothes you constantly tug, twist, or repin. Look for sleeves that let you lift your arms freely. Skirts and dresses should pass the "can I sit" cross-legged test. Necklines should stay put as you turn or bend. Your style should follow your rhythm, not disrupt it. Fabric flow, your secret weapon. Some fabrics don't just look elegant, they move like poetry. Silk chiffon ripples like water when you walk. Lightweight linen dances in summer air. Crepe has structure but responds to your gestures. Try this, record yourself walking in 2 outfits, one in stiff fabric, one in fluid. You'll see the difference. So will others. Gestures tell the truth. Ever noticed how your hands move when you wear something you love? You touch your neckline, adjust your sleeves with care, let your hands move freely. When you're uncomfortable in clothes, your gestures stiffen, guarding, adjusting, hiding. So next time you're in front of the mirror, ask not just, "Does this look good?" but "Do I move well in it?" Dancing isn't a young woman's game. There's no expiration date on dancing, or twirling, or laughing so hard your shawl falls off your shoulder. Movement is the final frontier of style, and women who move with presence, no matter their age, light up every room. Let's revisit Margaret, 68, who bought her first wrap dress in 20 years. "It flowed like it remembered how I used to dance," she said. "And then I danced again." That's style. It doesn't cover your body. It frees it. Summary takeaways. Practice standing still in your favorite outfit. Own the silence. Walk with shoulders back and gaze soft but sure. Choose fabrics that respond to you, not resist you. Make movement part of your wardrobe decisions. Know this: how you carry yourself is the most elegant garment you own. After 6 chapters of fabric and form flow, and color presence and polish, we arrive here at the true heart of style. Legacy. Not the inheritance you leave in jewelry boxes or heirloom china, but the memory you leave in a granddaughter's smile when she sees you dress with joy. The impression you make when you walk into a room, and every thread you wear whispers, "I've lived." Because fashion at this stage isn't just about looking good, it's about living truthfully. Every day you wake up and choose to adorn yourself with care, you're saying, "I value myself. I'm still here, and I deserve beauty." Style isn't about youth, it's about continuity. The stories etched in your hands, the lines framing your smile, the silver in your hair. These aren't reasons to hide. They're reasons to highlight. Your wardrobe is an autobiography written in fabric. That linen blouse you wore traveling through Spain. The earrings gifted by a friend who's now gone. The wrap you saved for and bought on your 65th birthday. These pieces don't decorate you. They define you. Clothing can be a ritual, not just routine. Every morning dressing can become an act of mindfulness. Selecting pieces that reflect how you want to feel, touching textures that ground or uplift you, choosing color with emotional intention, accessorizing with stories. You're not just getting dressed, you're adorning your life. And when your life is this full, it deserves ceremony. What will they remember? Style is legacy because it's lived in front of others. It teaches silently. It influences gently. It reminds generations what it looks like to age with taste. Your granddaughter will remember your silk scarf tied just so. Your daughter will remember how you wore red lipstick without apology. Your neighbor will remember how you always looked dignified on Sundays, no matter what. You're leaving a visual language behind. Make sure it says something beautiful. Reclaiming visibility. Too often, women over 60 are told they're fading, that they should dim themselves, mute their wardrobes, blend in. But legacy isn't built in silence. It's built in presence. So if your favorite coat is emerald green, wear it. If that sequined bag still makes you smile, carry it. You don't owe anyone quiet. You owe yourself authenticity. Aging isn't disappearing. It's becoming more visible, more vivid. We become more ourselves as we age, not less. And style is the mirror reflecting that becoming. When you dress for who you are now, not who you are not, who others think you should be, you create a legacy of integrity. Final reflections. Every woman deserves to feel at home in her clothes. Style isn't defined by size, age, or trend, it's defined by truth. The most beautiful outfit is worn with confidence and kindness. You're never too old to experiment, play, stand out, or start again. Fashion isn't frivolous. It's emotional architecture. It shapes how you move through space, how you're perceived, and most importantly, how you feel in your skin. You're not dressing to impress. You're dressing to express. And the more honestly you do that, the more timeless your style becomes. So go ahead, put on the brooch your mother gave you. Buy the dress that makes you want to spin. Wear silk to the grocery store. Let your clothes carry your stories proudly, unapologetically, beautifully. And let the world see you. Because you're not invisible. You're the legacy. And every day you get dressed is another way to write it. If this message has touched your spirit, if any part of this journey felt like it spoke directly to you, I invite you to do 3 simple things. Share this message with a woman you love, a sister, a friend, a neighbor. Let her know she's not alone, that elegance is hers to claim. Subscribe. Join a community where age is celebrated, not hidden. Where fashion is about freedom, not rules. Keep dressing like yourself, with ease, with fire, with grace. Because when you dress for who you are, not who you used to be, you give others permission to do the same. Thank you for being part of this story, your story. Now go write the next chapter in silk, in color, in confidence. And always, dress like you.